Alright guys, so here's the next mini review that I'm doing in this series over the 11/11 sale. This is the Militado ML08. So they actually have a couple of different versions of this. I've got the one with the white indices and hands, but they also do one where it's like a faux Tina as well, and that one has a slightly different strap too. There are others too, so check the link in the description. So this is the packaging it came in. No branding, just a plain box, but does the job. Getting back to the watch though. So as I said, there are other designs available in that link. So if you're not keen on this style, they do have a couple of different ones, which might be more to your taste. But now let's get on to the dimensions. So we've got a diameter of 38mm, thickness of 10.6, lug width of 20. Then when it comes to the lug to lug, that's coming in at 44mm. And then when it comes to the weight on this supplied NATO strap, that's coming in at 60 grams. And as I said before, if you go for the faux Tina version, that has a different strap. So I'll show you what this one looks like now. Starting with the hardware, so it doesn't actually match the case, it's actually bead or sandblasted, no branding on there, but it's nicely done, as is the stitching. It's a fairly simple strap, but it does the job, and I think it suits the watch quite well too. Because we have got a nice plain dial there, not a lot of text on it. It's just a really simple, minimalist looking thing, and that continues onto the case, so you can see we've got a nice bit of curvature there. It's fully brushed, unsigned crown again, no polished chamfers or anything. The only polishing we've got is on that bezel, and you can also see we've got that nice domed crystal too, and that is actually sapphire, which isn't always a given on these Militados. They do vary quite a bit, so that is good to see. Now, let's take a closer look at that dial. So as I said, we've got no text on there at all, just got that arrow up at the top, just below the 12, no water resistance rating, no other logos or branding on there. It's a really clean look, I do like that. If it was up to me, that'd be pretty much standard on all watches. So it's a fully printed dial, nothing applied, and then we've got that minute tracker around the outside as well. And as I said before, this has got the white indices and white lume on hands, but they do a faux Tina version as well. And I'll show you what the lume's like on this one in a bit. When it comes to the hands, they're really nicely done. Again, simple, but suit the watch. Oh, I forgot to show you as well, we've actually got a sterile case back as well, as you'd probably expected, and it is screw down. And that helps towards the 100 metre water resistance this watch has got. As does the screw down crown, which we've also got. So now let's get onto the movement and talk about that. So it's not an NH35, it's actually a VH31. So we've got that sweeping quartz movement, kind of mimicking an automatic. I do really like these movements, you kind of get the best of both. So I'll show you in action now. Just unscrew that crown. Pop it out. See the second hand stops, we got hacking. Then we can just change the time. Then pop it back in. Second hand re-engages, all works just fine, no issues at all, and then just screw that crown back down. Nice grippy crown, no issues with that. So now let's talk a bit more about the lume on this. So as I said, there's two different versions with this dial. This one I've got here has got the BGW9, and it's actually surprisingly good, a lot better than I thought it would be, considering it's a fully printed dial. And I'm assuming if you go for the faux Tina version, that won't be as good, so bear that in mind if lume is important to you. And if you are interested in picking up that one, I recommend checking out a review that is specifically on that version so you can see what the lume is actually like on that. And also the strap as well, because as I said, that is a bit different too. So I think for everything you're getting, for the price they're asking for, it's a pretty compelling package. It's not perfect, no watch ever is. There are a few things that I might change and tweak maybe. So I'll show you what it's like on wrist now, and then we'll go over the pros and cons. And here it is on my 7-inch wrist. So I think it looks really good. I wear it with all the bulk underneath, as opposed to on the side. I just prefer the cleaner look it gives. And overall, it wears really well. That nice compact lug to lug, bit of curvature to those lugs as well. And the fact that it's mainly brushed means you're not going to scratch it too much, but we've got a little bit of polishing detail on that bezel. Again, I really like the uncluttered dial. No needless text on there with specs and stuff. And speaking of specs, I do also really like they've gone with the VH31. So we get that nice sweeping quartz movement with that. So kind of the best of both. A grab and go watch, but it kind of mimics an automatic one. When it comes to things that I'd change, they are pretty minor. I'd like to have seen maybe a signed crown, and that's pretty much it. The only other thing, possibly they could have added a few more layers of lume maybe, but because it is a printed dial and not applied indices, I think it's still pretty good. But as always, the question is, do you agree with me? Would you be picking up one of these watches? Is it something you're after or interested in? If you are, link is down in the description as always. That is an affiliate link, does help support the channel, but you don't pay any extra. But that's it for this one guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.